So recently, the CEO of Moniepoint revealed that the company has over 500 open roles they've been struggling to fill due to what he described as a shortage of qualified talent or qualified global talent in Nigeria. Do you think this is truly a talent shortage or a talent positioning problem?
Okay, so I watched the video also, and I could see the backlash. It was crazy. But is it true? Yes. And you're saying, is it a talent problem or a talent positioning problem? Okay, there's been a talent gap in Nigeria forever. And it's amazing that when I saw comments from different HR groups, I saw that, oh, this person said the CEO is wrong, the CEO is bad. Then that got me thinking and say we have a challenge in Nigeria. The moment you start driving global business, then you start seeing that we have a problem. More so when you want to play to win. A lot of businesses are mediocre driven in Nigeria, so mediocrity is celebrated. So definitely, when you want to play average, you get a lot of Nigerians playing average. How many Nigerian companies are leading the world? In which sector? Even in sports that everybody loves, how many Nigerian clubs are ruling the world? So it's obvious that if you even want to look at schools, you see schools that people go, American schools, British schools. So even in Nigeria, so parents would rather send their kids to, if you say quality education, look at the system with that school. You see there's a foreign touch more. So when you say Nigerians, don't call Nigerians that travel out and equip themselves and come back Nigerians. However, because those Nigerians have not only been made from only they're not centered on the knowledge in Nigeria alone, from Nigeria alone. And we're talking about from the walls of our university. Yeah. We all know that most things you learned, you're not using. What is making you thrive is not what you learned in school. So you had to pivot and upskill and do something differently. So when you look at it critically, are there talent shortage when you're trying to do global business? There are talent shortages because the things they demand for. And that's why when you see Nigerians travel out of the country and we travel and they said they're struggling to get jobs, things are different. Of course, Nigeria is the only place whereby somebody can want start security job and the guy does not have to go to any training and will get the job. We get jobs like I receive. Just say, I believe in you. Boom. We don't get jobs based on competence. Some people occupy roles that normally a counterpart company in the US will not hire them because they don't know. So most times, but we're not truthful to self. That's why we're not changing. We protest, we protect nonsense. We try to feel, why are you condemning us? That's the problem. So most times, this issue of talent gap, even, let's take for example, attitude to work. Some people will say, if I really want my business to scale, get a foreigner to head. Think about multinationals and when they plug in Nigerians to head, how they have to reposition and bring foreigners to take over again. We need to wake up. So when people are, is it Tosin, the MD of Moniepoint, yes, saying things like that, it's time to sit. And we have this talent shortage. Okay, I went online and I was looking for universities abroad at some point. And I saw that there are over 20. Look at all these courses. I'll show you. Look at all these courses. Which university in Nigeria offer this course? And the reason why these courses are being, taken, or they've started a university program for that in the US, is because the world needs it. They need talent with that competence. But in Nigeria, there's no university that even churning or doing, offering those programs. So if there's no university offering those programs, that means talents around those areas, we don't have them because our university system don't have them. So at the end of the day, have you seen so many things here that most times people get credentials? Some people start a body and just award credentials out without competence assessment. People use money to get a lot of things in Nigeria. So it's not because the person has capacity. So There was a time I saw something online that somebody was saying, everybody is a doctor. So long you have money. So some things are not driven. Nigeria is a country that we're just driven by you have the qualification. But the content. So you have a lot of graduates and not graduates. I don't see people were hired and at some point you even hired the person and you're wondering, hey, how did the person come out? Well, you are 2-1. When a lecturer did not finish a module in school, even people that graduated in the courses that we can say, oh, you finished economics, but you only did 40% of the course. But the lecturer that was taking you is a lazy lecturer. Nobody is managing the lecturer. There's no quality control. Lecturers do what they want to do. They fail people when they want to fail people, and nobody's questioning them. There's nobody questioning them. So whatever graduate they are churning out will be bad graduates. Will not meet global standard, even in the courses that we run in Nigeria. How much more courses we don't run? So with this, can't you see a talent gap already? That what the world needs at every point in time, we're not prepared for it. And the world will only rely on either Nigerians that have gone to diaspora or that have been there to train. They are bringing them back as repatriates into Nigeria. Or some people are even giving them assignments. You know what? You work at an expatriate, but you'll be in Nigeria, working from Nigeria. They still pay them in dollars in Nigeria.
Okay, so now you've talked about the aspects of the Nigerians that obviously in diaspora that are coming back here to work in Nigeria. Now, these are the reasons why some Nigerians took offense, especially when they are talking about the statement that he made, because most Nigerians are currently thriving in global companies. We talk about the likes of Microsoft, Google, Meta, and most of these startups that are obviously doing well for themselves. So how do you reconcile both realities? Nigeria clearly has brilliant people, right? No doubt. But companies still complain about employability gap. So are we saying that the people that are in these huge organizations that are doing well are certainly Nigerians in diaspora, or they are those who are actually paid to be in those roles?
No. You see, get this. When somebody says we are looking for people, let's take away where you're coming from. We're looking for skills.
Okay.
People that have certain skills. And most people that we're saying, not 100%, like about 5-10% of Nigerians are the ones pushing themselves to go and build those skills. Like it's outside the university curriculum.
Yeah.
So it means that you must be intentional to go to another school, either join an online class or join something to upskill yourself so that you can be relevant. But those people are not the people he's talking about, because a company needs, they're expanding very fast, and those roles constantly open. Supply is a law of supply and demand. It means that we can find some Nigerians that can fill the role. But at the level we want to scale, those roles are vacant because we want to scale big. But finding Nigerians to fill all those roles, because now imagine a role that you need 50 people and only 5 Nigerians can fill that role. That means you're still looking for 45. And that's a challenge, because now there are Nigerians that can fill the role, but there's talent shortage. So really, when you see Nigerians that you say they are taking, which roles are they occupying really? Now, the other ones now that are working. So imagine we have 100 staff. The key roles that are driving the business are 10. 90 are support roles. So we've put Nigerian support roles. Then the 10 is what we are having challenges in filling. Those key roles driving the company. So maybe we now find like 3 that we can fill with Nigerian. We said there's 7 gaps. So even when we bring those people, we source them abroad and we filled it with 7 people. It means that even though you're saying that we have 7, like 93% of the company is Nigerian, but the key roles, only 30% you were able to fill with Nigerians. 70% you brought in expatriates. And that's where we pay for. We pay for that lack of competence. So if you now calculate the salary we pay to those 7 people, it's almost like the entire salary for 93 people. So those guys get paid like crazy to come to Nigeria, to come and stand in. So one person is charging maybe $15,000, $10,000 per month. Now, if you look at a counterpart Nigerian, the person is earning 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 500, 500, 300, 300. At the end of the day, you see that 50 Nigerians make in head count, in what they call it, if you're comparing it that way, and look at how much they are costing us, one talent abroad can be costing you 300 million naira. and you know how many Nigerians that you're going to have to pay that your what do you call this? Your overhead or even capital expense every month can be one like 500 million naira. And out of that 500 million naira, 300 million is paid to expatriates. 200 million is spread around all Nigerians that are there. So that's what we're trying to say. The critical roles, we don't have people to fill them. We have to rely on global talents.
Now, let's talk about the difference between experience and global competence, because a lot of times I think where the concern is people are actually mistaking that both of them actually do mean the same thing, because someone can have years of experience and still not be competitive globally.
Think about the Nigerian football team. Think about Premiership in the US. Do they have the same competence as Nigerians in the US? So you cannot totally deny, go into denial that this comparison that we are shaping, I'm using the obvious things.
Yes.
Not the things that don't. Okay, so look at tech companies in the US. Look at tech companies in Nigeria. Are they at the same level? So look at car production companies in Nigeria. Look at car production companies there. So it's all something that we should be comparing. If they're saying that we have a talent shortage when you are measuring globally, yes now, it's not obvious that we should have it in all stratas. Because in medicals, even when Nigerians now go, what I see is that Nigerians have the capacity to learn. We are good at learning. If given that opportunity, but what we're saying is that the opportunity is not even there for the Nigerians to have those skills, because I mean Nigerians can afford $40,000 per year to pay for school. Now, you want to go to maybe MIT, you want to go to Harvard, you want to go to... Well, how many Nigerians are in those schools? So if you look at a typical class of maybe 50 people, you might see 3 Nigerians. Everybody is from different parts of the world. So when you look at it, you start seeing that that's where the talent shortage starts from those obvious things you can see. So we obviously have that shortage and there's nothing we can do about it.
So what exactly makes talent globally competitive, especially in this era we are now? Are we talking technical skill, communication, problem solving, certifications, execution, or pretty much all of the above?
Everything. Okay. That question sounds like you're saying, what makes human being normal? Your blood must be good, your blood must be normal, your head must be normal, your leg must be normal, everything. So it's a systemic issue. So you cannot say one thing. Technically, attitude-wise, your capacity to be driven by excellence. Don't you know that the more driven you are, when you're excellence-driven you are, the more people say your own is too much in Nigeria. When you're very finicky, everybody's looking for world class. But are you seeing world class? Are you not seeing where rainfall, where everybody drops their... Have you not seen someone that is driving jeep that is throwing bottle on the road? Is that normal human being? Now, have you not seen someone that decides you should not cross express to climb pedestrian is not climbing? Are you seeing that abroad? Now, if you travel, people climb pedestrian.
Yes.
So are you not seeing that abnormality is a lot here that you cannot understand? So when we say Nigerians, are you not seeing what happened in Turkey? They allowed Nigerians in. And about 2 years ago, they sent everybody. In fact, when they catch you and you don't have papers, because Nigerians started fighting, courts, doing something. Now, it's been so tough for Nigerians to get their way anywhere in the world. So, by the time you start scaling, I want to open businesses across the globe, I want to compete, you now start seeing that being a Nigerian might be a problem. When you say, oh, sorry, we don't offer that to countries like Nigeria. People from Nigeria. So you now say, I have passion. I want to scale. But being in Nigeria, because some Nigerians actually, why they destroy things. They will stand in a country that they're not and be causing problem. Doing different things. So attitude-wise, we're not normal. Everywhere, people set Nigerians more. And there are some Nigerians that are also great. People will say, hey, there's a Nigerian that own one airport in UK. Of course, the Nigerians doing well. We have great Nigerians. But we said the majority of Nigerians the world is experiencing is affecting Nigerian name. So it's not only the government. If the government is the beginning of all, we say, oh, government, but I can tell you, what we are doing to ourselves is a lot. Okay, because the government is not there when you are lying. The government is not there when you are fighting in Turkey. The government is not there when you cause problems. The government is not there when you are duping people. The government is not there. It's not the government that says you should dupe people. So character-wise, we have problem. So when you look at talent, we look at it holistically. We can't just look at technical. We look at your attitude, we look at your behavior, we look at your inclination to excellence, we look at everything. So if you are feeling at one thing, don't forget the law of multiplication of zero. Okay. That if you are good in all areas and you are zero in one area, if you multiply zero around, it nullifies everything. Okay. So we must be kind. As simple as being kind is a problem. Have you not seen someone, if you want to borrow Nigerian money, it's a problem. Nigerians have not paid rent in that house for 1 year and is claiming that they can't chase him out. In US, they chase you out after 1 month. So what are we talking about? You must pay your bills. So if you want to borrow someone Nigerian money, it's a problem already. So people say, Nigerian, I don't borrow them money because it will cause problem. What they say is not what they do. That person is not. So we have a lot of challenges. So when people are making such statements, you need to sit and go and check data. And what I expect is different actually from us, is to show the problem and say, how can I solve the problem? I feel one Nigerian should say, Tosin, give me those roles. I can feel it. Let's see who can. Not saying, why will you say that? Why can't you stand up and say you can feel? Why are you condemning? Okay, let's give you the brief and go and get people that can feel the role. Okay. That's when you know that it's a challenge.
So if we want to play the blame game now, because you've listed a whole lot of concerns from the educational aspects and then the problems with some professionals themselves. So do we actually place the fault on the education system or even companies? Because some of them are obviously arguing that most of these companies actually are looking for global talent and they are unwilling rather to pay global salaries. And then there's also the aspect of the professionals themselves. So we want to play the blame game. Who do we tie this to? Not forgetting the aspect of even most companies that are not even willing to carry out proper training processes in their companies. They just want people to finish up with them and move. So if training is not happening in company A and somebody is moving to company B.
That's a challenge. This question you've asked me is a challenge because if I look at it, if you want to play the blame game, we start from our educational system.
Okay.
Because, and also from the family, what we reward in Nigeria, generally now, across board, what we sponsor, we don't sponsor intelligence. How much are they putting in Big Brother? How much are they putting in the school talent and chemistry, best something? They put 100,000. They put Big Brother 40 million, 100 million. So the society, what we reward is not the right things. So of course, people will position their life based on what we reward. We don't reward ethics anymore. In those days in Nigeria, we used to be a good country, whereby when you don't have a business and they see you throw different cars all around, people will come for you in that society that you're a 419. You cannot stay in some community. This is about 40 years ago in Nigeria. Now, a child you know is not working, but it's the one using the best cars, and people are still ailing the person. Those are the societal problems. So societal expectations and also societal rewards, what society clap for, we don't clap for competence and capacity. So, going back to societal also, we have people man-no-man syndrome. The competent didn't get the job. The question is that the people that are not competent got the job, that have connection. So, what are we really driving for in organizations in Nigeria? So is it to drive business goals? So if truly you want to drive business goals, you won't hire the connected, you hire the competent. So that's also a challenge. So societal-wise, we have a problem. School-wise, of course, school is part of society. The education system is part of society. So lecturers now will sell handouts. If you don't buy handouts, even when you don't know the handout, you score 30 marks. Fundamental problems. So the way we churn people out is really showing that it's not about capacity and competence. So it's about who has connect, who has connection. Are you not seeing how sometimes people talk about schools in Nigeria? I didn't go to Covenant, but people will tell you that if you're looking for talents, people say people want to look for Covenant, Babcock and all. Those schools are people that are very regimented. They withdrew rights from parents. You can't just come and shout at the school. If you come and shout and they fire your kid, all those systemic issues are what give birth to better talents from those schools. So when you look at it, when you look at what you're going back to your question, society should be blamed, education system should be blamed. But now, the question now says that why do we complain about what we cannot change? Every one of us that went through that system, we went through the same system. But now we got to a point that we started benchmarking ourselves against what is required globally. Okay, if I'm called to be this role in the US today, what are my gaps? Will I be able to do it? Now, that's how you are benchmarking yourself against global talent. Now, you cannot start filling the gap yourself. There's some of us, we join schools, online schools. Some of us, we join, do certifications, bridge those gaps because we are aware. We're not denying. So, but Nigeria is going to denial. That's what we're saying. So we're not denying. So we now know that, okay, we can get those things from other areas and, open yourself to self-development and you start now improving yourself. So I cannot absolutely blame it on society. I cannot blame it on only educational system. Now, even when it's like that, the individual, are you running to be one of the best in the world in your industry? Or you are just comfortable if you are okay and they are rewarding you well in Nigeria, you're comfortable, or you are running a global race. So only few Nigerians are running to say, oh, anywhere in the world, if they are looking for this role, in Google and I apply, they will hire me. I mean, I just can say that. They churn out a role of HR director and they put it out in Google globally, and Google wants to start. You see Nigerians that will apply. Some Nigerians see those adverts and 80% will not even drop their CV because they know that they cannot get the job. So the conditioning is that we should start looking at ourselves from within and know that we are sick because you don't want to benchmark globally, because benchmark globally might make you go back to school. And when I say school, it might be homeschooling, might be online schooling, might be reading, might be building competence. But you can do a lot for free now, online, just to be better. But are we really pushing to be that better? So that's also it. And I cannot say again, I don't want to mention somebody, we are very religious. Somebody is not competent, but is praying to get the job. He's not looking for, I met someone one time, she has not got the job for long. And I looked at this, at CV, I said, you can't get a job this way. Okay, go and do this in 1 month. Come back again. That person went back to the mountain. Because it was at the mountain, somebody said, go and meet Ajibola. Then I met the person, I advised the person. Then, come, just do 1 month. Go online, use this, do this course. That lady went back to the mountain. Didn't go back to the books. And she didn't see that they introducing her to me is answer prayer. Yeah. She still went back to God and said, God, answer my prayer. So how do we understand this thing? So the matters that matter. I caught someone at work a few weeks ago. The person constantly is on spiritual matters. Somebody will worship something and also and be speaking throughout the day. He said they be in the spirit. Is that person is meant to perform operation? No. Is the spirit not? Is spirit? Oh, I don't know what to even say. Being in the spirit means that you should abandon all your, or you can be in the spirit and do your work. Yes. Being in the spirit is even doing your work well. Wow. But when you look at those things, it's not the way we think. So all over, systemically, things are wrong. So we should blame every area. We cannot say one. And parents also. Some parents are still doing parishe. They're still paying for their kids to get into. Some parents, they told your kid to repeat, but you went to go and say, my kid cannot repeat. Oh, I'd rather withdraw the repeat from the school. That's a problem in the society also. So other issues are plenty in this part of the world. So we need to start molding a new Nigeria, and it cuts across every area if everything works. And we should not stop pointing at government alone, because most times you see one area, drivers are urinating. Everybody's urinating front, is smelling already. There's toilet inside, they're not urinating there. So is it government that said it's urinating? Is it Nigeria that's bad that said urinating? So there's so much that we're getting wrong that we need to fix. So
what about the blame that's put on the companies who are not willing to pay salaries that will match the global quality that they are looking for, and obviously for those who are not even willing to train the professionals they currently have on board?
I don't believe that, because I don't believe that when people see value, they don't pay for it. My boss used to tell me many years ago that if a tree outgrows its pot, the labourer will transplant it. So it means that Every organization cannot pay more than what they can afford. That's number one. But that doesn't mean that if you scale and you get to the peak and you can drive value, and the value is clear, and they're benchmarking the value and say, okay, someone abroad deliver this, and you can deliver the same thing, you will get the same pay. If you don't get the same pay, another company will hire you and pay you the same. So it's about value. So I don't believe that a company will really have a Nigerian that can do it and won't want to pay if they can afford it. Why do I want to throw money away and pay times 10 when I know that someone here can do it? And but let me say something. One of my friends anyway ran bankrupt. I will give you a story. That guy got a Chinese. He's into hydroponics farming. No, is it hydroponics? Hydroponic farming. The guy got a Chinese, or greenhouse farming or something. Got a Chinese, and the Chinese was running that farm for him. They were producing, and one time, the guy was homesick. He wanted to go back to China. So he now told the guy, get me 2 Nigerians that can train so that they can continue the work while I go. And they hired 2 Nigerians, first-class guys, first class. They studied agronomy, and they put the people on the job. They taught the person, boarded them for 3 months. They knew everything. But this particular guy, this Chinese, every few hours, he checks the pH of the soil, he checks all those things. Do you know that immediately the Chinese left, my friend's partner saw the pH on the floor that same day, now picked it, now kept it. Oh, these guys will soon come and ask for it. Then he forgot. Those guys never asked for it for months, but they didn't know. So when they produce, they supply different shop, right, different places, and after 2 days, they call them that the shelf life of their produce, the produce are deteriorated already. Say that's impossible. It never happened before. Standard tracing. They couldn't trace what happened until the friend said, "Go, the pH something. Hey, it's something. So you can." Those guys didn't do it. So is that a function of competence, or is that not a function of character?
Yes.
So that's a challenge also. So when you look at it critically, people rather want to pay Indians, want to pay someone to be at the top. Look at what Dangote is doing. Look at those people who are driving the industry. Look at who they are bringing in to come ahead. Even they have the Nigerians. But when do you think any school in Nigeria that you won't say you have quality education, 80% of that school, I say 80%, so I'm giving room for 20%, but 80% are not run by Nigerians. Number one, the head of school is not in Nigeria. Number two, if the head of school is in Nigeria, it's not even Nigerian. Or the owner is not a Nigerian. But those are the schools that people are sending their kids. You know, so when you look at it, you start seeing that these things are actually true. So they want to pay, but they will pay a lot to that person to come. But guess what? The only reason why they're enforcing standards is because that person is there. Take a Nigerian out of that role if you're not careful. I'm a Nigerian too, so I'm not saying I won't do it well. But how many Nigerians can you vouch for? And you know that in this role, they will do it well. They are 1 out of every 1,000. So really, so those 1,000 are the ones cashing out, and those are the ones that are being poached abroad and are getting jobs in big industry abroad also. So they're moving around. I know Nigeria is a different place, part of the world. When we travel, they're doing great things. They're the ones that were supporting great innovation. But those guys went, unlearned, built themselves, and now went back to. But if you're waiting for the employer also to always build you, what's the role of personal development? You see, you cannot totally eat everything you have. Your people's budget when it comes to self-development that you can even train yourself is just 1%. I don't think some people don't even budget any amount in a month from their salary to invest back in themselves. I've been in development for 20 years. I've been in learning in Nigeria, grooming Nigeria for global opportunities. So I'm not talking from what I don't know. That's what I've done for 20 years, but 20 years this year, building Nigerians. And what does that? That's what I've seen. That in a fraction, go online and filter and look at how many Nigerians are playing a role. How many of them have what is required globally? You see that it's a little fraction. So that's what we are saying, that we should increase the majority will have it. Only few will not have it. And that's what I feel we should get to. So let's stop the conversation about they don't want to pay. If they're not paying you here, anywhere you apply in the world, if you have that competence, they will pay you well anywhere in the world. So you just first build the competence first. And let us leave the fact that they want good service, but they cannot pay for it. People can pay. Have you not seen some hotels that they are charging $1 million, but you get good service, it's still full? And some hotel, they are charging 30K, 40K, it's not full. Some people are looking for great service. So we don't just say, and they are also trying to hire people that can help their brand deliver on that service. So we should not go into this hula hula general view, they don't want to pay. How do you know they don't want to pay? Have you displayed a competence and you know your onions and they're not paying you for it and the environment is not paying for it? No, now they're willing to pay for it when you have it.
All right, lastly, one thing the Moniepoint CEO obviously emphasized was global standards. What do you think global companies actually look for today that many local professionals are missing?
So that's a generic question for a cut across every industry.
Okay.
What they're looking for in tech, it's different from what they're doing in banking. So you just have to study the industry and look at what they're looking for now and build those skills. Now, when I say build those skills, get educated in those areas. And if you have to take intern with global companies, apply for intern in global companies, but build those skills. So the only way you can do it is go to the internet, press what you currently do. Then press what a CFO in this company in the US does. Then check out the gap. Ask, what can I do to bridge this gap? What courses can I take to build this gap? Then identify those things. Then start building the gap. But you will always see the gap. And you can easily now see what you start working on to bridge the gap between what the global standards want and what you currently do.
Certification Edge, building cross-border capabilities.